T-minus 17 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. And now, Mike's thoughts. Let's take a moment and talk about one of the greatest football movies have ever been made. There is no debate. There's no question, guys. This is the greatest football movie ever. Any Given Sunday. This film just didn't capture football. It captured everything about the game, the glory, the pain, the politics, and yet the pressure and the pure raw emotion behind every play, every decision, every hit. This movie was released back in 1999 and directed by the legendary Oliver Stone. Any Given Sunday, guys, wasn't about a fairy tale ending or feel-good locker room speeches, though it did deliver on one of those iconic monologues in sports movie history. It was about the real, gritty, brutal truth of professional football. The egos, the sacrifices, the broken bodies, and the desperation to win. It wasn't about just a scoreboard. It was about survival. Al Pacino, which was Tony D'Amato, gave us a head coach we all recognize. Flawless, tired, and passionate. Jamie Foxx as Willie Beanon. That character brought swagger and an uncertainty in a way that perfectly reflected the struggle of every young star trying to find their place in the role that wasn't built for them to succeed easily. And the cast, Lawrence Taylor, Cameron Diaz, LL Cool J, they brought it. Every character, guys, felt real. The movie did not sugarcoat the NFL life. It showed the business side. It showed the media. It showed the injuries. It showed the locker room politics. It was raw. It was unapologetic. And it was football at its core. Violent, beautiful, and chaotic. So yeah, we have had some great ones. Remember the Titans, Friday Night Lights, The Blind Side, all classics in their right mind. But Any Given Sunday, guys, that film stands alone, and honestly, it edges out its edge and its ability to make you feel the weight of every decision on the field, on and off the field, right? Because on Any Given Sunday, either you win or you lose, and that's football, and that's life. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah. Hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah. From the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it.
This is
Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, guys. Your go-to sport for live, raw, uncut NFL talk, guys. I'm so glad you're with us here today. But before we dive into today's action, let me tell you a little bit about manhourradio.com. That's where you can grab all your exclusive merchandise, check out the latest blogs, and stay up to date on everything what we're doing here on the Man Hour sides. Behind the scenes footage over there as well. If you are repping the Man Hour, that is the place to do it. But hey, do not forget the like button, do not forget to share this, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel, because that is the best way to connect with us, and be sure to make sure you never miss a show. But wait! There is even more. If you become a Pigskin Pundit today, that's our members-only community where you get free entry to all of our weekly NFL pick'ems, the giveaways, and of course, exclusive merch, all for free. You will get access to extra live streams. That is the only that our Pigskin Pundits get, the afternoon drive. So if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, sign up and join the squad today. And now, guys, remember, this is a live, interactive show, so make sure you comment down below. We want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and your hottest of the hottest takes. We're all about that conversation. We're all about defending our thoughts. But guys, we've been traveling the old landscape. The NFL draft is 3 weeks out now, and we've been grading each team, each division throughout the way. We started with the North, the AFC North, the NFC North, then we traveled over to the West with the NFC West, AFC West, and now we're into the South. We did AFC South last night, and tonight we do the NFC South. That's the Atlanta Falcons, the New Orleans Saints, Carolina Panthers, and of course the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then it is Wednesday. We have Cold Hard Facts Wednesday. And then, of course, we do end every show with a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. That is quickly becoming my favorite segment, so that is why we do it each and every day. And that's how we end the show. But, guys, it's a live, interactive show. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. And spoiler alert, this is a pre-recorded show. I just want you guys to be just 100% honest with that. This is a pre-recorded show. No edits, but still live, raw, uncut. I'm in there in the chat with you guys talking that smack as we always do. This is a hectic week in the Buckeyser household, and we are trying to do the best out of it. But let's get it started in today's show, and let's start to talk about the team on the top. The team on top of the NFC South in alphabetical order, and that is the one and only the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons came into the 2025 NFL Draft with one mission and one mission only, guys. That was to fix the pass rush. And they wasted no time getting right to it. With the 15th overall pick, they grabbed Georgia's own Jalen Walker, an edge rusher with a high motor and elite closing speed. Let me repeat that. Elite closing speed. This guy is a motor and is going to run you down play after play after play. That pick alone felt like a solid value, not a reach, but definitely not a splash either. Let's just be honest. Then they made some waves. They traded up, giving up a 2026 first rounder to trade back into the first round to land James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee at pick number 26. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. Pierce has a sky-high upside, right? His athleticism is undeniable, but the cost, giving up a future first rounder, is always a gamble, and the Falcons tried to cushion that blow by getting a 2025 third rounder back. But this move could go either way depending on Pierce's development. So with day one, I got to give them a grade of a B. A solid value with Walker and a big swing with Pierce. Not bad, but not a slam dunk either. I would have not liked to seen that trade up to get a player like Pierce, but hey, we'll see how he develops, and this could easily turn into an A or a D coming down the road. And then came day two. Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame. Xavier Watts was the choice in the third round. And honestly, it was one of the most smartest picks they made all weekend. This guy's a ball hawk. He had 6 interceptions last season with the Fighting Irish, and Atlanta's Falcons secondary needed that juice, and Watts brings that. So day two grade, they get a B-. Watts saved the day from being forgettable, but still wish they had a pick in the second round to build momentum. But it is what it is. Now going on to day three, this is where it gets a bit quiet. The Falcons were without a pick in round 5 or round 6 due to prior trades and league discipline. But Billy Bowman Jr. taken in round 4 is a nice piece. He is a versatile, strong safety who can line up in the nickel if needed. Could be a starter by year's end. But then round 7, they added Jack Nelson, a tackle out of Wisconsin. Nothing flashy, but he'll give them depth behind Jake Matthews and Caleb McGrady. Here is your ideal swing tackle. So my day 3 grade for the Falcons is a C+. Not bad, but I felt like filler. Meaning it felt like filler, I should say. They still need help at center, corner, wide receiver, and they didn't touch any of that in the draft. So my final verdict for the Atlanta Falcons is the Falcons had a good draft, but not a great one. They filled a major need at edge rusher, and they added some quality pieces in the secondary, but gave up significant future capital and didn't address some key holes on the roster. If Pearson Walker hits, this draft will look a lot better in hindsight, but right now, the overall draft grade for the Atlanta Falcons, guys, I got to give them a solid B-. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either, so we'll see how it plays out coming down the line in many years to come. We might be revisiting this draft class back in 3 years down the road, like, oh, they nailed this draft. Look at who they got, whatever, but hey, it could also go the other way. But guys, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button down below. And remember, guys, we are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com. And of course, facebook.com/manhour. And this is a live interactive show. So comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts and let's discuss your thoughts in the comments. How do you guys grade the Atlanta Falcons draft in 2025? Now let's move on and talk about the Carolina Panthers. Because this draft had a little bit of everything. It had some head scratchers, it had some upside swings, and a whole lot of day two magic. But let's start out with round one when the Panthers went with Arizona's wide receiver Tyrone McClellan, right? I'm terrible with names, and once I struggle with one of the whole, whatever. You guys know who I'm talking about. He was a wide receiver out of Arizona, out of Arizona, and they drafted him at number 8. Now, listen, the guy's a baller. Go back and watch the tape. He is a baller. He is long, he is physical, and he's got the traits to be a true number 1 receiver in the NFL. A little bit like Drake London, but a little bit more juice after the catch. But here's the thing. Was he the right pick at number 8? Carolina had much bigger needs, tight end, defensive end, even offensive tackle with Colton Loveland and Jalen Walker still on the board at this particular point. The Panthers may have reached here. So I got to give them a C. He is a good player, but questionable value. I didn't feel like it was the best use of a top 10 pick. And the Carolina Panthers should be used to be drafting in the top 10 by now, but they're still struggling year after year after year. Now, moving on to day 2. This is where things turned around fast. The Carolinas doubled up at edge rusher, grabbing Nick Scouton out of Texas A&M and Princely Umamienlin. Am I saying that right? Umamienlin from Old Miss. That's a lot of juice off the edge. Could they have addressed the secondary instead of doubling up? Sure, but you cannot argue the potential these two bring. The Carolina Panthers want to build through the trenches, and that's exactly what they did. Day 2, guys, gets an A-. They loaded up on pass rushers, and they did not miss. High upside, and both guys could contribute early, if not be day 1 starters. Now, moving on to day 3. This is where another eye browser day happened, right? With the 114th pick, they drafted Trevor Etienne, the Georgia running back. Now, Etienne is legit. Do not get it twisted. But this is a crowded backfield for the Carolina Panthers. They got Chuba Hubbard, who just got extended. They got Rico Dunwilly that just signed in free agency from the Dallas Cowboys. And they used a high pick last year on Jonathan Brooks. Look, I get he has talent, but was this a luxury pick? Maybe. Still, Etienne can ball, but I do not love that pick. Then came Leighton Ramson, a downhill safety out of Ohio State. He plays with the urgency and physicality, and I expect him to compete from snaps from day 1. Cam Jackson, the defensive end out of Florida, is a massive human being and could be a real asset in the running game. And don't sleep on Mitchell Evans, a Notre Dame tight end they got him in round 5, and I think he could thrive to be a 12 personnel package. This is a good value. Now, to round it out things, they did get Jimmy Horn Jr., a speedster out of Colorado in round 6. A depth piece, special teams guy could be a fun one to watch. But day 3 grade overall is a B+. Solid depth, smart picks, and a couple future starters, guys. This could work very, very well for the Carolina Panthers. So the final verdict that I have for the Carolina Panthers is the Panthers made up a lot of questionable. They made up for that questionable first round pick with the excellent rest of the draft. The defense reinforcements were smart. The tight end and safety additions were much needed. This isn't a flashy class, but a foundational draft pick what the Carolina Panthers need. And that overall gives them a B. It could have been an A if they would have nailed at pick 8, but this is still a job well done. But guys, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember, guys, we are live every Monday at 9 p.m. East Coast time over here at youtube.com/manhour. But this is a live interactive show. Let's get into the comments and see what you guys are talking about, and let's discuss your thoughts. But we're not live, raw, uncut right now. We are live, but we're not live. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you're new here, we are going through a little bit of transition. But simmer down now. We'll be back. Now, let's turn our attention to the Big Easy, and let's break down the New Orleans Saints. and what they did in the 2025 NFL Draft. Kicking off in round 1, the Saints selected Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle out of Texas, with the 9th overall pick. And I'll say this, the Saints needed linemen badly, so the position makes sense. Banks wasn't always viewed as a top 10 lock during the process, but there was upside there. This guy has frame, he has athleticism, and his footwork to anchor the left side of that line for the next decade. This is a safe pick and fills a huge need. With that being said, I got to give them a B on day 1. This is not a home run, but a solid double down the line. This is a smart play. So smart, safe, whatever, you still get a B, because a B is a safe, smart grade there, right? Now, day 2, though. This is where things get a lot more complicated. With the 40th overall pick, the New Orleans Saints selected quarterback Tyler Shuck out of Louisville, right? Here's the thing. Shuck has arm talent. He's a leader, but he also has a string of injuries and hasn't stayed on the field consistently. The Saints clearly think he can be the future, but this feels like a reach at number 40. High risk, medium reward. And then round number 3, they went defense, grabbing Vernon Brauken, a defensive lineman out of Texas also. And then Jonas Saker, a safety out of Virginia. Both are solid depth pieces, but neither screams instant impact in my opinion. And that's where the issue is here. The value wasn't quite there. There were better defensive options on the board. So day 2, the Saints got to get a C+. They filled needs, but maybe not with the best players available. Day 3, though, I actually like what they did in day 3. I had to go back and watch film on a lot of these guys, but the more I watched the film, the more I liked what they did. Linebacker Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma is a tackling machine. He's a bit types in the hips, but he does play downhill. He plays fast, and he has a right mindset to eventually replace Demiro Davis and on that linebacking court. Now, Quincy Riley, the corner from Louisville, come over to thanks to a trade from the Washington for Marshawn Lattimore, and I think this kid's got starting potential. It's a very, very solid addition. Quincy Riley guys will start by week 2 in that New Orleans Saints defense. Then they drafted running back Devin Neal out of Kansas. This guy's a sleeper pick. He's a chain mover. He's a red zone weapon, and if given the chance, he could carve out a legit role behind Alvin Kamara. I like the 1-2 punch in the NFL, a lot of what teams are starting to do with that 1-2 punch. Now, then there's the tight end, Moliki Matavao, the edge rusher, Vlade Dids. Both guys were picked in the late 7. Man, like, once I struggle with names, I'm fucked, right? But I am not expecting out of these much from these slots. But Diggs, don't be shocked if he makes some noise off the edge in the preseason. He's got twitch and tendencies that go a long way in this league. So day 3 gets a B- grade. There are no stars, but strong depth and a few guys that could crack the rotation early. So the final verdict is, fact is, the Saints did not crush this draft, but they filled holes. They took calculated risk and got better overall. The jury is still out on Stroud, but if he hits, this draft could be much better for the years down the road. So overall, like I said, guys, I'm giving them a B-. Not flashy, not perfect, but laid the foundation they need in the trenches for key rotational spots. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember, guys, we are live every Monday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. But let's get into the comments and see what you guys are talking about, and let's discuss your thoughts. Now, let's head down to Tampa Bay and break down the Buccaneers and how they handled the 2020-25 draft. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, guys, started it in round 1 with when they grabbed Emuka Egbuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State, with the 19th overall pick. And honestly, I'm not mad about it. He was widely viewed as a top 20 talent, and even though the wide receiver wasn't the biggest need for the Buccaneers, this guy brings a polished route running and versatility to a team that could use added explosive. With Mike Evans aging and then Chris Godwin coming back from this injury, this might have been more of thinking forward more than anything else. But day 1, I got to give them a P+ value. It's a solid value, a clean fit, and a long-term plan to that premier position. Now on day 2, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers turned their focus to the secondary, and that was the right call. In round 2, they grabbed Benjamin Morrison, a corner out of Notre Dame. Now, Morrison comes with some durability concerns, especially with the hip injury that he suffered. But if he's healthy, he's sticky in man coverage, physical, and brings great ball awareness. Then in round 3, they doubled down with Jacob Harris, 5'10" corner out of the Kansas State University. He's undersized, but do not let the measurables fool you. This guy competes at every snap and isn't afraid of contact. It's a smart move to double up in the defensive backfield, considering how the Buccaneers have struggled to stay healthy and this consistency there, right? So day 2, we got to give them a B. It could end up being an A if Morrison Health holds up, but right now we got to give them a B. Then let's go over to day 3. And once again, Tampa Bay Buccaneers got value. They took David Walker at edge rusher out of Central Arkansas in the 4th round. Now, he's not flashy, but he's thick, he is powerful, and he plays the run very, very well. Then in the 5th, they added Elijah Robertson from SMU, a larger athletic fight tech who can line up inside or outside. He adds depth to that front 7 that has been aging and has been injury prone the last couple seasons. And with their final pick, they went back to receiver, selecting Tej Johnson out of Oregon in the 7th round. Let's not ignore this pick. Let me repeat that. Do not ignore this pick. Sure, his frame is light and he didn't blow up the 40 time at the combine, but Johnson is a savvy spectre who finds soft spots in coverage and can take off the top when he is asked. Sleeper pick potential here, but day 3 grade, I got to give them a B+. They added depth, versatility, and a lot of upside. Exactly what you want on the final day, but the final verdict is that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put together one of the most balanced drafts this season. They addressed the future on offense, they addressed the now on defense, and found sneaky talent in the late rounds. Overall, I got to give them a B+. It's not flashy draft, but it is fundamentally strong and could play off big time if these couple of corners and pass rushers hits. So guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and remember, we are live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. It's a live, raw, uncut, interactive show, so comment down below, and let's get into the comments and to discuss your thoughts. We're not live. I'm in the comments right now, but we're not quite live. We're not quite live. But the question we got to ask is, who won the draft in the NFC South? Let's for the debate here, guys. These are the facts, and you can take it to the bank, Jack. So buckle up, guys, because we're about to drop some knowledge. No overreaction, no exaggeration, just pure, cold, hard facts. Let's dive into it and see what the truth really is. So starting at number 1, the first cold, hard fact of the day is Devin Bush. And the cold, hard fact is if you are a professional athlete, especially one with a big name, you do not just play on Sundays. You walk on eggshells every day of the week, guys. Fair or not, you are under the microscope at all times of every day. Every action, every word, every move is being watched, judged, and recorded. You are the brand, you are the team's reputation, and the shield of the league just rolled into one. And now, Devin Bush is the latest example of quickly how it all can spiral out of control, right? If you guys remember, Devin Bush, a linebacker out of Cleveland Browns, was arrested on Sunday and charged with simple assault and harassment in Pennsylvania. According to the criminal complaint obtained by ESPN, the incident took place in a Pittsburgh suburb where police responded to a call of domestic violence. The complaint states that Bush's girlfriend told authorities that an argument escalated quickly. Bush allegedly assaulted her, took her car keys, and chased her out of the home while she was trying to record the incident on her phone. But it did not stop there. She claims that she was pinned against a massage table as Bush used his full body weight to hold her down. Then he took her phone and smashed it. According to the reports, she fled the home with her daughter to a neighbor's house for safety. When the police arrived, they found cuts on her wrist and foot, and broken pieces of the phone shattered in the home. Bush admitted to smashing the phone, but denied getting physical. Now he's facing a preliminary hearing on May 20th. So now listen, guys. None of us were in that room, right? That is what the courts are for. But this is the cold hard facts of every professional athlete out there. Your professional life isn't private. Sorry, your personal life isn't private. It never has been done. One wrong step, alleged or proven, and your name is trending on for all the wrong reasons. Devin Books is 26 years old, and he re-signed with the Browns in March with a $3.25 million deal. He's a former first-round pick, played in Pittsburgh, spent a year in Seattle, and he was climbing his way back, but all that takes a backseat now because whether he's proven or not, this story sticks. The headline, don't wait for the verdict. So you are never just off the field when you're a professional. So guys, here's a cold hard fact again. If you are a professional athlete, you are just not playing football. You're managing the public image 24/7 in today's world. One accusation can undo a whole career, whether you're guilty or not. The court of public opinion hits harder than any linebacker. So that, guys, that is cold hard facts number 1. Be sure to subscribe, guys. Hit the like button and share this with a couple friends as we are live every Monday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Live interactive show. Let's get into your comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Now, cold hard fact number 2. No matter who is tied to the Indoor Football League, they're all destined to fail. And this is the latest development with John Gruden is no exceptions, guys. John Gruden, the former NFL coach who was resigned/fired from the Las Vegas Raiders midway through the 2021 NFL season, is now getting back into professional football with the Nashville Cats of the Arena Football League One. He's joined the team as a part-time owner, and he will be in a consulting and advisory roles in the football and business operations. Now, this is the same John Gruden who was forced out of his job as a Raiders head coach, as it was revealed that he sent some racist, anti-gay, misogynistic emails a few years before he even took the job. After resigning, Gruden briefly consulted with the New Orleans Saints in 2023, but he's been out in an official role ever since. Now, after all that, he's diving into the world of indoor football. He's not only investing his time, but his name into a league that has never truly captured substance, attention, or success of any other major football leagues. Here's the kicker. Gruden's family has a deep ties to the indoor football. His brother Jay Gruden was a legendary in the Arena Football League, winning titles as both player as a coach. So yes, there's history, but it's also a history that doesn't exactly scream success. Now, let's get into the cold hard facts. No one, no matter how profile you are, can fix the indoor football league. We've seen this league. We've seen this with league after league, the XFL, the AFF, the USFL. All of them, despite big names, grand promises, and deep pockets, have struggled to maintain relevance, let alone longevity. Guys, the Nashville Cats are a part of the Arena Football One League, a league that has yet to show any real signs of sustainable growth or traction in the national consensus. Sure, they've got big names like John Gruden and Jeff Fisher involved, but those names just aren't a magical formula. Indoor football has been a nice niche product, with teams and leagues folding as quickly as they're formed. Gruden's involvement might spark some buzz for a moment, but it's hard to ignore the fact that the indoor football, especially at this level, is a graveyard for big names. Gruden, with all his history in the NFL pedigree, is walking into a situation where, despite his resume, he's unlikely to turn things around. So here are the cold hard facts yet again. Indoor football is a dead end. It's not about the people involved, it's about the league itself. No matter who you bring in, be it John Gruden, Jeff Fisher, or any other big name, the reality is indoor football just hasn't been able to stick around for the long haul. And with Gruden's track record, I'm not sure we're going to be much different in this time around. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys' comments down below. Does John Gruden help the Nashville Cats in the AFL one? Probably not. But moving on to cold hard facts number 3. The cold hard fact is that Mel Kiper Jr. is clueless when it comes to the NFL draft. Let me repeat that. Mel Kiper Jr. is clueless when it comes to the NFL draft. Now, I know Mel Kiper Jr. has been the go-to guy for the NFL draft analyst for decades. He's built a career off evaluating prospects, making bold predictions, and keeping all of us entertained during the draft season. But let's be real. His track record when it comes to accurately predicting the NFL draft is far from perfect. Take for instance the 2025 NFL draft and Shedeur Sanders. This is a guy who had a standout season at Colorado, showed off elite quarterback skills, and yet he fell all the way to the 5th round. And Mel Kiper Jr. was absolutely livid about it. When Sanders was drafted by the Cleveland Browns at pick number 144, Kiper went off, calling the NFL clueless for evaluating quarterbacks. But here's the thing. Mel Kiper was actually wrong. His bold declaration was a little too harsh, and here's why. Guys, Mel Kiper Jr.'s history of the NFL draft and analytics has filled with some major whiffs. Sure, he gets a few things right, but how many times has he hyped up players who've turned out to be bust? Or how many players has he overlooked who have turned into superstars? When it comes to Shedeur Sanders, Kiper was absolutely convinced he was one of the top quarterbacks in this year's draft. And while Sanders is talented, the truth is he wasn't a first-round pick. Some teams clearly saw flaws, and that Kiper's and others didn't. They didn't see Sanders as a sure thing, and that's why he slipped. So while Mel Kiper Jr.'s opinion is respected in the media world, let's call it what it is. His takes on the NFL draft aren't always the gospel or the truth. In fact, the draft is a chaotic, unpredictable event, and despite Kiper's expertise, he's not immune to getting things wrong. The NFL has its own set of evaluators, and while sometimes they miss, they're one of the things who actually make the calls. So the cold hard fact here is simple, guys. Mel Kiper Jr. is clueless when it comes to the NFL draft. Sure, he's been doing it for a long time, but he misses the mark plenty of times in the past, and this take on Shedeur Sanders is just another example of how sometimes even the so-called experts get things wrong. Guys, Mel Kiper Jr. is a whiny little baby back bitch at the end of the day. Let me know you guys' comments down below. Do you think Mel Kiper is a clueless, or is he nail things right on the head time and time again? But guys, it is time to get into cold, hard facts. As we're winding down the show, guys, but we're not quite done yet. It's time for the final segment, and that is a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. Here's the deal. I'm going to throw out some facts, air quotes there, that are floating around the NFL world, and it's up to us to decide in the comments below if it's a solid fact or if it indeed is a bunch of crap. We're going to separate the truth from the nonsense, cut through the hype, and see what's really going on, what's worth believing. If it's legit, we're talking about it. If it's pure garbage, we're calling it out. So guys, grab your popcorn because it's about to get real. It is fact. If it is fact or if it's a whole lot of crap, but let's find out. All right, guys, so the first fact or crap of the day. Is Patrick Mahomes better than Tom Brady? I know. It's a hot topic, and I'm sure that's one's going to spark a lot of debate, but here's the cold, hard truth. The fact is that Patrick Mahomes right now is better than Tom Brady. Now, before you start typing fiercely in the comments, hear me out. Slow it down, baby. Bill Belichick, one of the most respectable minds in football, has said that there are some serious similarities between Mahomes and Brady. And we're not just talking about the physical skills here either. We're talking about the mindset. Both quarterbacks have it incredibly driven to improve, consistently seeking ways to better themselves even after winning. Now, let's take Patrick Mahomes, for example. After winning a game, Patrick Mahomes admitted that he didn't think that he played that well. This was according to Bill Belichick, is exactly the kind of mentality that leads to success in the NFL. Bill Belichick was quick to point out that Mahomes' self-criticism is not about the stats. It's about the consistently striving for perfection. Mahomes himself said, "I feel like I missed opportunities wherever they're out there." This shows an incredible level of self-awareness and a trait that Tom Brady has made his trademark over the years. This is the commitment to growth that the Chiefs will remain a powerhouse with Mahomes leading the charge. And when it comes to improvement, Patrick Mahomes has shown time and time again that he's not content resting on his laurels. Whether he wins or loses, he thinks about how he could have done better. That is a trait that not only echoes Brady, but pushes Mahomes to even be more dominant in his prime. In fact, Bill Belichick has even speculated that one day, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes' head coach, might write a book about having coached the greatest quarterback of all time. And I'll tell you, Reid might just be right, per Bill Belichick. Now, let's not forget, Mahomes has already accomplished so much in his relatively young career. Countless Super Bowls along with 2 MVPs and a track record of making incredible plays under pressure. Sure, he lost to the Eagles in this year's Super Bowl, but let's not cloud that big picture. The Chiefs were in the mix for the 3rd consecutive Super Bowl win, and Patrick Mahomes is still very much on the path of becoming the GOAT. Now, I know Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowl titles. I know. We all know how incredible of legacy he has built over the last 2 decades. But here's the thing. Even Brady, after winning all those championships, still feels like the sting of his losses. I mean, the guy still can't get over the Super Bowl loss to the Giants 17 years ago. That's how much the game means to him. And Mahomes, he's already shown that he has the mental toughness to bounce back from losses, learn and then learning from them and becomes back stronger. That's the kind of mentality that keeps going with him, keeps him in the conversation for many, many years to come. So when you compare Mahomes to Brady, we have to look at more than just Super Bowl rings. We have to look at the talent, we have to look at the leadership, and we have to look at the mindset. Mahomes has already surpassed Brady in some ways, and it's clear he's got the drive to keep going. And if you ask me right now, Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. So it is a fact. Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. So what do you guys think? Is Mahomes the future GOAT, or is Tom Brady's legacy untouchable? Drop your comments down below, guys, and let's talk about it. The next factor crap of the day. This is a hot topic, right? The topic of the topic. Should the NFL ban the tush push? So, guys, factor crap. Should the NFL ban the tush push? Now, the tush push, or quarterback sneak with a little bit of help from friends, has been a key play for the Philadelphia Eagles, particularly when quarterback Jalen Hurts is involved. But here's the deal. The NFL is getting ready to review a proposal that could change everything. On May 20th and 21st, during the owners' meeting in Minneapolis, there's a very real chance that the tush push could get banned. Should it? Is it time for the league to take action? Let's break it down, guys. The NFL is considering a new rule that would prohibit any type of pushing or pulling the ball carrier on the field. The Green Bay Packers originally proposed something similar in March, but it was pretty limited and only focused on immediate pushing during the snap. This new proposal, however, is expected to be much broader and banning the push altogether, no matter where it happens on the field. If it passes, it could be a massive change for the NFL. But here's one thing. A lot of people think this move is just the NFL trying to stop the Eagles from using the play that worked for them so well. After all, it's not like the tush push is a complex play. It's simple quarterback sneak with some extra help from teammates. Yep, it's been incredibly effective for Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, especially in short-started situations. Now, some people argue it's about safety, that pushing could lead into more injuries, and that has yet to be proven. There's no significant injury data to make this claim. So the NFL really concerned about safety, or just a case of a team like the Packers and others not liking that one team has figured it out to get an easy yard or two. But let's be honest. If this proposal passes, it's going to make the look petty. It's like saying one team has cracked the code and we don't like it, and we're going to take it away. Guys, the Eagles have found a strategy that works, and instead of adapting to it, other teams are trying to ban it. The problem is not every team has that personnel or creativity to use it effectively. So should the tush push be banned? Honestly, guys, I gotta say crap. The NFL should let teams figure out how to stop it, or better yet, adopt it themselves if it's so effective. We will likely see the Eagles continue to run this play even if the push behind Hurts is banned. The heart of the play is the front line where Hurts leads the charge. So this proposal likely won't stop it. It will just change the way it looks. And let's talk about the Packers for a second. They've been the one pushing this rule for change, but let's be real. The Packers head coach, Matt LaFleur, probably doesn't want to be seen as an anti-push poster child. My guess is he had a little to do with this, and he just got caught in the middle of it. But hey, maybe they'll get something valuable from the league from being divided force behind this. So to wrap it up, guys, should the tush push be banned or not? Factor crap. I got to go with crap. If the play is so effective, then other teams should figure out how the ways to stop it instead of trying to take it away. The NFL needs to focus on making the game better, just not taking away a successful strategy that teams do not like. But that's just my take, guys. What do you think? Drop your thoughts and comments below, and let's discuss it, and let's hear from you. Where am I at? Oh, there we are. But keep fighting. Take it one day at a time, just like Kristen Watson is. Trust the process, and remember, your comeback journey is a story that will be written. Until then, guys, we are out. See you next time.
Now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man, our NFL talk. I know that you're ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL Talk. Let's go.